Carlson with AnimeLocation.tv. I'm here at Ohayocon 2013 with Mr. Dave Lister. How you doing?
Hey, I'm great. How are you?
I'm okay. So it's been a while since the last time we got the chance to talk to you. How have you been?
Busy is the best way to put it. Let's see. I'm making a video game, raising a little girl, got engaged, moved, and yeah, so really busy, but fun. Good, all good busy.
Yeah, all good busy. And recently you started a whole new studio called Studio Nacio. What's that all about?
Studio Nacio. Actually, it's been around for a while. It was sort of my ADD all-in-one thing. So I've been doing a lot of projects, music remixing and composing for video games. Everything from art to music to video games to even a little voice acting. And the studio is a way to make it into one little like multimedia entertainment kind of thing. So it just organizes everything. It's tech stuff.
And one of the big projects for Studio Nacio is the Crisis Art Brawlers with the Ohayocon group. What's it like working with them, and how'd that all come about?
Oh man, it's awesome. That all started when we were hanging out at a New York Comic-Con, and we got chatting. They were playing some games, and we said we should make a con game, and they thought it was a cool idea, and we were joking around. It originally was just going to be a single-level like flash game you could play on a website called Con of the Dead, and it was going to be zombies attack the con. And that's the worst place for a zombie apocalypse to happen, is at a con, because everybody like, cool cosplay, and that would be terrible. So it would be over in seconds. But yeah, and then it grew from there, and we decided, hey, why make a little game? We can make a really big game. And with our combined audiences, we can do a Kickstarter and get real talent in, like afford to be able to bring people like Johnny Young Bosch, Christina V, Kyle Habertz, Todd Habercorn, I Shine. We've recently signed Hiroki Kikuta, who wrote the music for Secret of Mana on the old Super Nintendo, which is like my favorite. He's doing music. Vert, who did Contra on the DS and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and the new Double Dragon Neon, works from Way Forward, is doing music. Just tons and tons of really awesome people. Fred from Mega Tokyo has got characters in the game. Even LK from Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged series, who is playing in a trailer behind us and making us laugh during this interview. So yeah, it's been awesome working with everybody, and Otacon's just been a blast to work with. They're a lot of fun. You'd think it would be disorganized as big as they are, but it hasn't been at all.
And then on top of that, as we mentioned music, you happen to have I Shine work on the music. How is that like? Because I'm actually a really big fan of Johnny and his band.
Who isn't, right? No, they're awesome. Actually, it's ridiculous. Originally, Jonathan Klein from New Gen is doing our audio for this game, and originally I was just listening to the auditions and was like, that's the one for this character, that's the one for this character. So I had picked Johnny for the mascot Hiroshi. Hiroko is the female mascot that Christina V is doing. And like right off the bat I was like, that's the one. And so we were chatting, and my programmer, Miguel, actually was like, wouldn't it be cool if we got their band in the game? I was like, it would. So I talked to him. He's like, yeah, we'll do that. Like a day or two later, he was like, here's a song, and it was exactly what I was looking for. It sounded just like something that would open an anime, lyrics and all. And I was like, are you kidding? That's perfect. And he was like, okay, I'll send you like a good version of it later. The next day there was an even better. I'm like, a good version? This is great. They like mastered it and everything. And so I'm like blown away. And then like the next day he's like, hey, we did this song too in rehearsal yesterday, just throwing it out there. And I was like, what? All right, cool. So we had another track. The next day he's like, hey, by the way, yesterday in rehearsal we did another one. I'm like, so they're just like throwing songs at us like, yeah, no big. So it's been a lot of fun, and all the music is great. And the interesting thing about making a game is you hear the music. If it's in the game, there's usually only a track or two, and it's always playing as you're testing it, and usually you come to loathe it, and that hasn't happened. Like, we hear it over and over and over again, and it just gets better every time. So fortunately, we have really good music to listen to while we program.
Good. And now you're using Kickstarter to help fund the Crisis Art Brawlers. What's that like for you guys in the studio to test out a new fundraiser for getting money to make the game?
Exciting and terrifying. It was a learning experience, that's for sure. It took a lot of revision to get it right, because it was, I don't know really how to describe it. It was an unknown, a complete unknown. We wanted to set the bar at a point where it was going to be enough to at least make the game the way we wanted it, but we didn't want to like be presumptuous and be like, we want $1 million, or something like that. So it was tricky to find that balance, but in the end we got like 163% of our goal. So overwhelmingly grateful to everybody who backed the game, and I'm continuing to get emails from people who are like, "Can I still back?" And it's just amazing response. It's humbling, I guess, is the best way to put it, when you see like the power that all these people have to make something happen when they want it to happen, and when that's you, it's very humbling. And like, oh my god, thank you. So,
All right, and now you guys are also working on another project called Cloudberry Kingdom. What's that all about for fans?
Cloudberry Kingdom was a blast. Cloudberry Kingdom is Studio Pony's infinite level side-scrolling platformer. It's a 4-player multiplayer platformer in the vein of games like Mario, super hardcore. And the cool thing about it is there's an algorithm that gives it infinite levels. So you can play with slide bars and like take obstacles you hate right out of the game, and other obstacles that you like, crank them up, or you can make it like crank up everything and make it ridiculously difficult. And then the game will make infinite levels for you according to your taste. So you can make the perfect platformer and just play all the different modes, or you can go through the campaign story mode. And it's the first that I know of. It's the first infinite level randomly generated platformer game that exists. It was amazing to work on it because it was fun to play from the start. So we did some character design and a little bit of background work and illustrations with the Pony Studio, and that should be out any time now. Ubisoft picked it up, and it will be out on Xbox Live Arcade, PlayStation Network, the Wii, the Wii U, and PC and Mac on Steam. And it just wrapped, so it should be out like any day now. Check out pony.com or Studio Nacio, and either site, studionacio.com, will have an update as soon as possible as to like when it actually releases. Or just look for Cloudberry Kingdom on your online store like Steam or the Xbox Live Arcade or whatnot.
Okay, and now is there a way for fans to keep up with you on the internet? A Tumblr, a Facebook, and obviously a website or anything like that?
Yeah, that's why I made Studio Nacio, to make it easy for everybody. I use Studio Nacio on Facebook, on Twitter, on the website, and it's just one word. Just on Bookface, I'm just Facebook/Studio Nacio. Same on Twitter @Studio Nacio, and online studionacio.com. If you want specific Crisis Heart Brawlers info, it's just crisisheartbrawlers.com. And that's pretty much, I go to cons and I tweet like crazy, and yeah. And email is info@studionacio.com. So yeah. Or you can just walk up to me at a con and be like, Dave, and I'll be like, hey, let's play some games. So there's that.
All right, and now are there any upcoming projects other than Crisis Heart Brawlers that you want fans to know about?
Yes. Nothing that we've announced officially, but there are many projects in the works. All right. A little animation project that we have planned. There is absolutely nothing finalized, but everybody involved has been like, yeah, let's do it. So we will probably do a short animation, like half-hour to hour OAV pretty soon. I will tell you that the studio that we're using is really awesome, and they are responsible for many old-school classic cartoons that you probably grew up with. The main scriptwriter that's working with me probably wrote the scripts for a lot of your favorite anime, because he wrote a lot of mine, and also is one of my favorite voice actors. Beautiful person. And yeah, before I like actually, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves. So yeah, animation project coming up. It'll be cool. You'll love it.
All right, and a final message for all your wonderful fans out there. Thank you.
Really, thank you. I haven't had a real job in 12 years. This is my work, so. And it's because you guys are awesome. I make games, and I'm able to like do all these really cool things like art and games and things because of people who like games and who like to play them. Thank you. Thank you for feeding my child.
Well, thank you so much for coming out and talking with us. Thank you so much.